hop around like a little frog.
And then when he goes back, like he's all, I can't move. Everyone just loved it.
Well, and the thing too that was interesting was how they foreshadowed that at the very beginning when they were talking about how what a great swordsman Master Yoda is. And so they kind of left that little nugget in your head, like, wait, Yoda doesn't use a lightsaber? You know what? That's poppycock and balderdash. But yeah, it happened.
Hey, my friend Pat, Gene Cruz, he says retro gaming is the best game.
You know it.
What's up, Pat? Yeah, like they were talking about episode. My whole thing was in episode 2 when, and I don't know why. This is something I just really want. I always wish they had this. When Mace Windu cuts off Jango Fett's head, and Boba Fett, the kid Boba Fett, picks it up.
Yeah.
I just kept waiting for the head to drop out of the helmet. I'm like, come on, no blood, just drop the head out of it. Never happened.
And then he drops it.
But episode 3, I'm sorry, I really like episode 3.
I do too. I do too.
Because it felt like the most Star Wars out of maybe because there's just so much stuff happening.
Yeah. I mean, well, it starts off with that huge battle, in space. And so that was just a great way to kick it off. There were a few things about it that was like, oh, come on. Give up now, Anakin. I have the high ground. You can't beat me. It's like, what? Wait. No. What does that have to do with anything?
That was kind of funny. It was like, dude, you're on the ground in lava.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do from there?
Really, considering the fact that they were in all of that lava, they probably should have been dead anyway.
The only thing in episode 3 I remember seeing in the theater that I was just like, that's dumb, was when he, finally Darth Vader's in the suit.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And then he becomes Frankenstein for a minute. He, breaks his little shackles and stiffly walks off the platform. And then the whole, no, where's Padme? And then, Emperor lies him. No! I was like, is a moose dying on the planet?
I did read an interesting fan theory about that scene that
James Earl Jones was taking a poop.
That too. Or he didn't make it in time. That the Emperor was really killing Padme, and that he was draining her life force to sustain Anakin, and she didn't die of a broken heart. She died because the Emperor basically killed her through the Force.
While he transferred her life?
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't that fit with the story he talked to Anakin about
about
the old Sith
Darth Plagueis, or Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Pat says the duel was better in Revenge of the Sith on PS2. You know what? I wanted to play that game. It looked pretty cool. I never did play that. The Star Wars movie tie-in game.
Well, there was one thing I remember seeing in the commercials for that I was really disappointed in, that didn't happen in the movie, was they showed a scene where Anakin uses Force lightning, and I really thought, when Obi-Wan was up on the hill and Anakin was still on the little floaty platform, I thought he was maybe going to use Force lightning, and Obi-Wan would go to block it, and then that's why he would fall in the lava. So when he did his little jumpy move, and and then slid into the lava, I didn't like that as much as my idea.
I like the way you said that, because that's every Star Wars fan.
I know.
I didn't like that as much as my idea.
You know what it is? The only problem with all my good ideas is that they're not very good.
Well, apparently they talked to George Lucas about the new movie coming out, and Like, the only thing I keep seeing him quote is like, "Oh, no one consulted me." No, you sold it to Disney for $4 billion.
Yeah.
No one's gonna consult you for anything ever again.
Well, and part of it too
$4 billion.
I heard him say was, well, this is straying away from my original vision. It's like, thank God, because have you seen the original vision?
The original vision was the first 3 movies that made this.
Well,
because there was a little. If you watch the documentary, or not documentary, making of, I think on the video, there's a thing where he sits down. I think he's like, part of the making of the movie is him talking about like, how we're gonna back Star Wars, how am I gonna start the story, and it's like, it's clearly him sitting there like in the early 90s, going, how do I start this? And they show him sitting at a desk writing. Episode 1, he just sits there like, I don't know how to connect. He had never intended. I mean,
well, you know,
he had to like reverse engineer his own story.
I do think that he had somewhat of an idea originally, because the original story was supposed to be 12 parts. So I know when I was like a kid in the late 80s, early 90s, and talking about it with some of my friends who were big Star Wars nerds, and looking at you, Chad Mankey, we would have discussions about, well, what are the prequels going to be like? Because obviously they've got to go back and do those before they do 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12. God, they weren't going to make any more, otherwise I couldn't count any higher. Oh, God!
Pat says Obi-Wan tried to bring Anakin back to the side on PS2. I guess with the game, they were just like, we'll kind of do whatever we want.
What's happening?
What are those things? Wait, is it glitching out?
Yes.
NES is freaking out. Let me see if that shows up on the stream.
Yeah, it does. So, I apologize greatly for the mess that's going on.
It's kind of entertaining, whatever is happening.
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, by the way, if y'all are watching, this is a practice stream tonight. John's starting tomorrow at 12 Central.
Yeah, 12 noon.
12 noon, he's going to do a 24-hour retro game marathon. It's his second one for Crohn's Colitis, CCFA.
Yep.
This is practice tonight, just kind of get going, doing retro games all weekend. He's going to be playing on up to 9 different consoles.
Yes.
Because he's a crazy person.
Yep.
Because he wants.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, there's that too,
So, okay, so.
Good question. Yeah, NES glitch pad. That was kind of weird.
11?
So
the only additional
PS3.
was
PS3 and the PS1. Correct. I'm gonna use the Wii. Yeah.
John's gonna stream this.
And then for Christmas.
Something like that.
Getting a ColecoVision for.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you get that from? That's cool though.
Probably the Greg Honeycutt or Oz from Respawn.
You know what? There's one 80s boy that I never had. He's not actually a system. I always wanted the Transform boy for one who turned into Modest.
Oh yeah.
Everyone loves Soundwave, whatever. I thought Blaster was cooler because Blaster was fun. He had personality.
I make a very.
Yes.
You know how people always talk. I looked around. Well, when we bring that up around people, yeah, but there's Jen. He's much adult, and I don't know how they get. Probably there's practice.
No, I was
longer.
I would say the only thing.
Yeah.
I said the only other thing if you want to try to switch a console or switch anything while you're doing this.
Yeah.
Because I'm wondering if you can just switch the cables over on the like switch your AV. Also, if you can do that without. For those of you watching, John's actually picking a note right now. So, bear with
And
us
his
a
adult
second.
wife. For being...
That says NES glitch memories. That was a weird glitch. I've never seen it. It's gonna be like Barbie Horse Adventure.
Yes, that's exactly what it's going.
Wait. My favorite game ever. I really don't even know what you just. I have no idea what he's switching to. Looks like he's changing color.
The Master System?
Correct.
Alright, Pat, since you were the one earlier that did rewatch the Star Wars Holiday Special, how bad, or would you say it was worse than the Ewok movies? Because I haven't watched those in a long time. Pat's a big Star Wars fan. He was the one that put up the link to that Holiday Special. Which I might actually try to see if I can watch.
Hey, I gotta plug that in.
You just
That
switch to,
helps.
oh wait, here. Oh, John is switching consoles. Oh, never mind. Oh, cool. So you have to turn off anything.
No.
Oh, man. This was on the Sega Master System?
Yep. It's a little closer in terms of like the progression of it.
The colors are different.
Oh, it's completely different. I played just a hair of it the other night, and it's much harder than the NES version. Like, I can get my guy to do what I want him to on the NES version.
That's what
This is why you gotta be as much of this as possible.
Look at that, I died already.
Double Dragon on a Sega Master System, you make your own sound effects. If you keep going, I'll make sound effects for you. Also bad, I can't tell when you actually connected.
I know.
I like all the old 70s Kung Fu movies when every punch sounds like someone's throwing a bag against a wall.
I know.
Every punch sounds like...
And the response from the person.
Oh! Or if Bruce Lee kicks someone, it sounds like they got hit with a whip. Oh, pow! Pow! Like Bruce Lee had
They
lightning
probably
in his
really.
toes.
Well, he did.
Oh, he did.
Ah!
It's the reason why we make those sounds. To be honest, if I'm not around when you're streaming the Star Wars game, watch that.
I'm
played the
planning.
mess out of this one.
I'm planning on starting that at around like 3.
I'll have to just pull up my phone.
It'll archive.
You can change that in the settings already. I think it's on your account. You change the archive.
It'll stay on there for a couple days, I think.
I think you can also set it to YouTube.
Yeah.
There was a way.
Yeah, and well, and that's what I did. I think there's a pay thing on Twitch that you can do, so that it'll actually archive on there longer than like say a week.
But I think there might be a setting to export your videos.
Yeah, you've got to go in and do it physically. I don't know that it'll do it automatically.
Pat, you're in the chat. You stream more than I do. If you know anything about what we're talking about, saving Twitch